For over a quarter century, Integrated Security Corporation has been the first line of protection against attacks in America's airports, military bases, utility facilities, and nuclear power plants, as well as securing the nation's state and federal prisons. During this time, we have earned a reputation for outstanding reliability and performance. This tradition of excellence continues with the introduction of our revolutionary Hydra Asset Protection System. This innovative wireless system was designed to finally bring perimeter and asset protection into widespread use. Traditionally, the cost of high-performance perimeter systems was limited to large or high-risk locations. Now, Hydra delivers this level of protection and more to any customers needing to protect their assets and property. Because of its significantly reduced component costs, Hydra offers low-cost installation for smaller sites while delivering a near-zero false alarm rate. For the very first time, mainstream security customers have access to highly reliable and affordable perimeter and outdoor asset protection, thanks to the Hydra Asset Protection System from Integrated Security Corporation. First, we'll give a brief overview of the Hydra system and its components before discussing them in more detail. There are three major system components which make up Hydra: mesh-based wireless intelligence sensors, a gateway, and alarm relay modules. Hydra employs a network of sensors to detect intruders, using two independent sensing technologies to confirm intrusion activity. Information is passed on to the Hydra gateway and then to alarm relay modules, which can be connected to an alarm panel, an integrated intrusion detection system, or its own independent interface. The modular components of the Hydra system allow it to scale depending on the application and coverage requirements. Smaller sites use one gateway, while larger sites can be covered using remote interconnected gateways. Now, let's look at Hydra's sensing technologies. To detect the presence of an individual near the fence, we use a short-range passive infrared sensor, or PIR. To detect disturbances, we use an accelerometer. In dual mode, both sensors have to be activated to cause an alarm. This reduces the false alarm rate to near zero, as all wind, weather, or objects striking the fence without a human in the PIR detection range are not reported. The superior reliability of Hydra makes it the first perimeter and asset protection system that can be used in a standard alarm system reporting to a central station. It is truly impressive to see the actual operation of the sensors. You would expect to see that somebody walking up to and climbing the fence would cause an alarm, and Hydra certainly does that. But what Hydra doesn't do really makes it stand out. For instance, this ball hitting the fence does not cause an alarm because no human presence is sensed by Hydra's PIR. As you can see in this simulation, wind, the leading cause of false alarms, is ignored by Hydra for the very same reason. Before Hydra, a perimeter system could only be installed if the fence was in an isolated area, a disadvantage that significantly limited their use. With Hydra, sites can be in populated locations. If one side of the fence has activity, such as pedestrians, the sensor can be placed inward so that someone can disturb the fence on the outside, but until they climb over and activate the PIR, there will be no alarm. Here is an inward sensor installation in actual operation, showing how Hydra can be used in urban environments, exactly where crimes against property occurs most often. Gates are a problem with other perimeter systems. However, Hydra goes on a gate like any other fence panel, since a disturbance alone will not cause an alarm. For high security sites, each sensor can be placed 10 feet apart. To save cost on sites that are more concerned with vandalism and theft than terrorism, each sensor can be placed 20 feet apart, or every other fence panel. If you don't have a fence, the sensor can be placed directly on an asset or remote door, as the sensor can be secured in various ways. The sensors are battery-operated, using two lithium thionyl chloride AA batteries with an estimated life of over 3 years. If the system is off during business hours, the life is increased. Each sensor monitors its battery charge and reports to the gateway when it's low. Let's move on to the wireless mesh network. A wireless mesh network individual sensors locally communicate with one another, passing along information until it reaches one of the sensors that communicate to the gateway. This allows for large areas to be covered at long distances from the central gateway. Unlike point-to-point wireless communication links, mesh networks build multiple redundant paths to maintain robust network communication. Since every sensor acts as a router, the mesh network dynamically identifies paths based on a constant surveillance of the network and the RF environment to overcome communication interruption due to interference or physical obstruction. This allows it to create redundant routes through the mesh, maintain multiple paths for each sensor, detect and reroute around broken paths immediately. In the unlikely event that a sensor becomes inoperative, the mesh network is self-healing. Other sensors will automatically reroute their communication and report the problem to the gateway. To prevent cyber intrusion, the network has a 128-bit AES encryption, automatic frequency hopping, hardware address filtering, and control over networking grouping. In short, it is much more difficult to defeat the wireless operation than it is to simply cut a cable. We told you earlier how easy the Hydra Asset Protection System is to install. Since the wireless mesh network eliminates the need for costly infrastructure associated with perimeter systems, the installation time and cost is a fraction of cable-based systems. What used to take weeks can now be done in a day. Each sensor is quickly mounted using 2 tie wraps, turned on and the cover secured. The gateway is easily mounted and can be powered in several ways. It can be connected to a 120 VAC source or use the gateway's Power over Ethernet capability by efficiently carrying communication and power over a single network cable. The relay box is mounted near the alarm panel and connected. The web-based software easily sets up zones. Integrated Security is proud to introduce our new Hydra Asset Protection System. We are confident the video demonstrations clearly detail the many unique advantages Hydra delivers, such as improved detection of intruders while minimizing false alarms to near zero, easy and low-cost installation compared to other systems, affordability and value for mainstream customers. All of these advantages combine to make Hydra a highly desirable option for all perimeter customers, especially those needing an affordable and effective asset protection solution. With Hydra, top performance doesn't mean you have to pay top price. Please contact Integrated Security to discuss how our revolutionary Hydra Asset Protection System can work for your company.